students they're familiar with the Google Classroom. So that's what I want to kind of tell you, how I structure my Google Classroom. It might not apply to everyone, but if I can shed some light on some of your classes, that would be great. And again, my school is 9 through 12. We're a boarding high school, and all the students are Japanese students, so they're all English language learners. So that is kind of adds a little bit of a challenge to creating and organizing your Google Classroom or online teaching. Okay, it's going to be a very quick, I'm just going to walk you through how I organize things. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put in the chat so that I can answer your questions as we go. Because there are a lot of people, I might not be able to see your like the raise hand functions. Okay, so I would like to share with you my screen. Here is, now I hope that you are all familiar with the Google Classroom structure, how it is structured. When I open my Google Classroom, I have all these classes. Now some of these classes are my colleagues, and what we do is that we kind of invite each other to try to test out what it looks like, or if it's working, or if it's structured correctly or not. So that's why these are not all of my classes, but they are my colleagues. And when they post something, they text me or they call me and say, can you just check to see if it was posted or not, or how it is working? So can you test it out? So these are some of my colleagues in my classes. So if you go into Google Classroom, you get all of your classes. And what is important is on an online class like this is, I believe it's the organization. And especially when you're dealing with English language learners, instructions and directions is very important to keep it simple and to use lots of visuals. So I'm sorry. Admit all. Okay. Admit. You just put this in the. You don't need to see me. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to show you my English 11 class. I have 2 sections of English 11, and this is what it looks like. As you know, the stream is a message function for all the students, and whatever message I have, I put on the stream. Usually it's just a message, hi, how are you doing? Or it's a stream that your assignment is posted. Now, what I would like to stress to you, that is the organization of your classes, your assignments. What helps is, what I have created is that I've created weekly topics. So as I've been telling you, I've told you that we've been doing this since beginning of March, which is first, third quarter. And so I have all my first and third quarter assignments in this folder. Since the fourth quarter had started in beginning of April, I've created weekly topics. Now, how do you do that? When you click your classwork, you create, and then you create a topic. And what I do is I create week, let's say 5/11 to 5, what would be 18. And I add a topic. And that way, the students, when the students open their Google Classroom, they see this, oh, okay, this week I need to do this. And for each week, I create the assignment. Whenever I create an assignment, I put it in the folder. Now, the important thing is that you create an assignment for each assignment. I know this sounds strange, but in 11th grade, we are reading a book called They Called Us Enemy by George Takei. It's a graphic novel about the Japanese internment camp experience. But I have vocabulary number 2, which is a Google form. And this is a Google form, kind of like an online quiz. I have this, but I also have Google Docs assignment. But I do not put it in just one. Okay, this week you're doing the test, the Google Docs, or a vocabulary sheet. For example, I have vocabulary number 2. Sometimes I have Google Sheets. But what I usually do is I create separate assignments, so when they see their weekly folder, they see that they have 1, 2, or 3. They have all these assignments separately, not one folder. Now you can, obviously, if you have week April 24th to May 1st, you can assign one assignment and just attach everything in that. However, if you do that, then the students will look at it and say, oh, I only have one assignment, so I'm not going to do it until the day before. You don't want that to happen. So what helps the students, I believe, is that to create as many, if you have one assignment, just create individual assignments like this, so that when they open it for that week, they know they have 4 things that they have to complete. So these are separate classwork assignments. Sometimes it's just to keep reading. There's no assignments. As you're reading, take notes, answer these following questions. This one they have a Google Docs, and this one they have a Google Sheet, but they know that they have to keep reading. They know they have to answer questions, and sometimes they just read, and I will just write, keep reading, and they don't have to turn in anything. And also what's good about this is for my sanity, because I'm not a very organized person, but when I am, I can schedule the assignments to be launched on that week. So we have Zoom classes once a week with my classes, and I plan to launch this assignment after the Zoom call. So that would be tomorrow. Tomorrow I have a Zoom call with them, Zoom class with them, and after that I want to assign this. Now the students won't see this because it's a draft, but when it's launched, they will obviously see it, and you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, did I assign it in this class, not that class? So it's good for the peace of your mind to have this organized, and you can schedule it, and it's right there, and it will launch as scheduled. Okay, any questions so far? Again, this is not one size fits all approach, but it helps. This really helps. This is one of the things that we discussed in our faculty meeting with all of our classes, with all of the teachers in all subjects, that we've agreed that this is very helpful, and it's helpful for us to create weekly assignments. So when a colleague would want to see, okay, what did she do? If I'm an English teacher, I teach literature, so if my colleague whose team teaches with me, teaches ESL, the same class, she can just go into this week and see what I've done that week, and so that our assignments or topics don't overlap. Okay, Amber has a question. How do you do modifications? Modifications, do you want to elaborate on that? You can unmute yourself. Modification meaning the materials or the classroom content?
Well,
Amber?
I'm just, if you have a student who has very low in their progression of English skills, like how do you adjust his assignment for them? Do you have to do it like separately, or can you do it right in the classroom?
You can do it separate. Well, you can do it separately. What I have done is, let me show you my 10th grade. I have 2 students that are not I believe this was in the same at the same level. So what I have done is, I'm sorry. Oh, here's an example. Online vocab quiz for Marina. So what I've done is when I assign this quiz, I made a separate one for her, and I can actually, I can show you, you can actually assign it for one student, that you can choose from the roster and pick one student and assign it to that student. And if you have a few, if you have different, if you have more than one, you can obviously, if they're in the same class, you can click however many and assign it like that. Does that answer your question, Amber? Okay. So it really depends on it, and I do have for this class, I have one for a girl named Marina, and also I actually have a few vocab quiz for Koharu. There was another class that I assigned a separate assignment for those students that need more time, either more time or more guidance. Okay, assignment, check off the student. Yep, yep. Okay, any other questions so far? No? Okay, so again, this is high school, so the students are very much organized, and again, we've been doing this for a few months, so it is easy for us to assign. But I want to show you one more thing that I do with my students. I have a senior elective class of translation, and because they're fluent, they're bilingual in Japanese and in English. And this is a fun class. It's an elective class, so we have more than the assignments. I don't assign a lot of work. However, we have this on the stream, instead of the classwork, we do have, obviously we do have lots of assignments, but more so I use the stream feature to create a stream so that the students can, we're in the middle of a 10-day translation challenge, so every day they have to, oh, somebody, okay. We're in the middle of a 10-day translation challenge, and they have to translate. I give them one or two sentences to translate, and they have to do it every day. What I've done is that I've used the stream feature, which would, I post the stream, I post the word, and then instead of an assignment, or if you assign an assignment, I can only read what their answers are. But when you do it on the stream, everybody can read everybody else's. So what I've done was, and this has been a lot of fun, the students have just post their version of the translation. We have been, so I go back and forth with the languages, and they've been doing this. And at the end of the day, because I give them 24 hours, at the end of the day, I respond to everybody's posts, and their goal is that they have to post before I do. So it's been a challenge, but at the same time, the students can see everybody else's comments and translation, and either learn from there or copy, whatever it is. These are seniors, and I think it's more the purpose of this is to just for them to kind of have a discussion, like feature rather than just receiving the assignment, submitting it, and then I respond to them. It's more, this is more like a discussion. Okay, Danette, I have trouble joining and I can't see anything on the screen. You cannot see the screen share. I'm sharing the screen right now. And I am, can everybody see the screen? This will be again, this is being recorded, and this will be on the Nice TESOL website. So if you cannot see the screen right now, maybe you can go back after this is done and it's uploaded. You can go and see the screen. That's weird. Okay. If anybody else has problems seeing the screen, please let me know. I hope that everybody can see the screen right now. So back to my translation class, I have scheduled, and you can schedule the stream as well, not just the assignments. But I have scheduled all throughout the 10 days. So whenever, so it launches at midnight every day. And then I try to get in around 11:30, 11:45 to write their reply, to write my reply. So they have about 23 hours and 30 minutes to respond to this challenge. So this is what I do with my senior elective class, aside from the classwork. But for the 11th grade and my 10th grade with a more traditional English class work, the classwork is all organized. I'm going to delete this. But if you are looking right now, you see your Google Classroom and see that it's a little bit disorganized, or maybe you want to create this weekly. You can always create, obviously, and then and you can move. You can move the weeks. So you can move down and you can move up, obviously, so that it'll be organized for the students. Okay. So this is what I wanted to share with all of you, those of you who are teaching high school. There are a lot of things, a lot of different things that you can do in Google Classroom, but this is just an example of how you can organize your classes so that, especially for ELs, it's easy when they log in. This is what I have to do, and the due dates are there. So it should help them organize their work as well. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Any questions? Any questions about, and I am going to type, I'm going to type my email address, hunter.cuny.edu. So if you have any questions, a little bit more, what do you call it? More questions about how to organize your classes, or any other hints or tips that you have, I would be more than happy to respond to you, as well as listen to get more ideas. So I know this is a very short presentation, but I just wanted to share how the high school Google Classroom can look like. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Again, this will be on the New York State website, New York State TESOL website. And if there are no questions, I know it was a very short presentation, but I just wanted to show how I organize my classroom. Any questions? No? I guess not. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for joining. And please, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I just wanted to keep it short. We're all zoomed out. here anyway. You're all doing great. Let's keep up the good work. Educate those young minds out there, and be well and stay safe. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. Thank you. Be well, stay safe. See you soon. Thank you. Thank you.